Hi everybody, welcome to lesson 5, describing a distribution displayed in a histogram. Today we're going to be doing one simple skill based on what we learned yesterday. So we have still the cap sizes that we were working with yesterday, still working with intervals of head circumferences, so the area around a head, same tallies, and same frequency. So nothing is new there. The new skill that you're learning today is about relative frequency. Relative frequency is the frequency for an interval divided by the total number of data values. For example, it's like taking 2 divided by 40. The reason why we're doing this is we're seeing what percent of the interval of head circumferences is for the whole. So for example, it says the relative frequency for the extra small caps is 2 divided by 40, just like I said, or 0.05. So if we did 2 divided by 40, if we did the math, it would equal 0.05, which would also equal 5%. So we're going back to converting decimals into percent because this is the same thing as 5 over 100. Anything over 100, that's your percent. Whatever this top number, if it's over 100, that's your percent. Okay, we're going to be doing it for the entire thing. Now, the big thing that you're going to need to remember when you're calculating the relative frequency or the percent of each category is you have to find the total first. So this total was already found for you, and the way the total was found was by adding all of the frequencies up, all the frequencies. And we're going to be going through that right now. So extra small was done for us right up here. Again, this is 5%. And we also have smalls done for us. 8 divided by 40, again, 8. The frequency divided by the total. And we got 0.2, which is the same thing as seeing 20%. Now what I would like you to do is to calculate the remaining frequencies, but leave the total empty. We'll do that one together. Okay. All right, after dividing, it should look something like this. I still have them in decimal form because I want to go back to how to convert these into percentages. Essentially what you're doing is you are dividing them by 100, so we're moving it to the right 2 times. So this would be 37.5%, 22.5%, 10%, 5%. We've already done this one again up here. Now for our total is the same thing as doing 40 over 40, which would equal 1, which would then equal 100%. Your total frequency, total of the relative frequency column, is always going to be that 100%. It's the same thing over it. So that's our 100%. Then it asks, what is the interval that has the greatest relative frequency? So we need to look at which one has the highest percent. So I see that I have 37.5% and I want to go, and it's a medium, but it's asking for the interval. So I can put that it's medium, but I also want to put the interval. So when I'm putting down interval, I have 550 through less than 570. That's my interval. And then, and then it's also asking what is the value. The value is 37.5%. Okay. What percent of the head circumferences are between 530 and 589 millimeters? Show how you determined your answer. So I need to show my work in this one. 530 starts in our smalls. and it goes all the way to 589, which would be this one. So I need to add up all three of these columns in order to see what our percent is when I add these all up. So I have 0.220 plus 0.375 plus 0.225. Now I'm just adding it together. So go ahead and add it together, and we'll come back to talk about what that is in percent. All right, you should have gotten 0.800, which is the same thing as 80%, because this is like 80 over 100, or 800 over 1,000, which can then be simplified to 80 over 100. Anything over 100, that's your percent, so it's 80%. All right, so this next one is going to ask us to go back to the histogram we drew yesterday. I already have it pulled up, so you don't need to go back to it. I'm just going to compare it. So it says, first off, describe the shape of the relative frequency histogram. So we're describing the relative frequency, and it is symmetric. It's equal on both sides. My center of the data falls really nicely in the middle. Very nice. How does the shape of this relative frequency histogram compare to the one we drew yesterday? So here is the one that they drew for us, and here's the one that we drew yesterday. Let me see if I can put it, same, yes. How does it compare? Well, it compares because they are the same. They really are, they're the same. They look identical. So then it's asking us, it says, Isabel said that most of the caps that needed to be ordered were small, medium, and large. Was she right? What percentage of the caps to be ordered are small, medium, and large? Well, we already did that math. We calculated small, medium, and large, and it's asking. She's saying majority needs to be ordered from there. Well, she's right. Because, and this is a quick, that's how you write because in shorthand, because it's because, I'm trying to think of the words. She's right because there is 80% of orders in small through large. She's right. We just did that relative frequency to determine how many she needs to order. Ooh. I'm missing a page, I think. No, 6. Okay. I thought I was. I thought I had a word problem. So now what it's going to be asking you to do is to complete the frequency table, all the relative frequency of this new chart. This is the chart from the NBA seats, so it's not like you haven't seen this table before. Remember, before we can complete the relative frequency is we have to add up the total frequency. So you need to add up, what do all of these equal in order to get this number? Then you can complete the relative frequency. Then it wants you to construct a relative frequency histogram. All right, go ahead and complete all of those now. After that, it wants you to describe the shape of the histogram. What percent of the arenas have a seating capacity between 18,500 and 19,999? I will tell you right now that it is looking at, so if it says 18, so it's from here, right here, 19,999 to here. So you need to add up all three of these in order to find that relative frequency. Then it says, how does the relative frequency histogram compare to the frequency histogram that you drew in problem 2 of the problem set in lesson 4? You don't need to do this. I just want you to do D and E. You are at the problem set. What you need to do right now is go ahead and get it checked, do your exit ticket, then your homework. Thanks.